I've had book mail. I've recently been sent a copy of Sycorax by Nydia Heatherington. This is a Quercus fiction novel and it sounds fascinating and right up my street. This is a retelling of the character of Sycorax in The Tempest, and Sycorax doesn't even appear in The Tempest, I believe. It's been a few years since I studied it and was in it. I played Ariel, believe it or not. But I believe Sycorax is part of the Curse of Caliban. So Caliban is the character that you kind of see who is forced into servitude of Prospero, and I believe Sycorax is his mother. But don't quote me on that, it has been a while. But this book was sent to me. They reached out and said, would you like to read a copy? And I was like, absolutely, I would. I was a huge fan of things like Greek mythology, retellings, in general retellings, Roman Arthurian legends, all of it. And then I kind of fell out of it, but I've always liked that genre and I've never really stopped liking it. It was just a case of I read so much that I think I kind of fatigued myself. But I haven't yet read any kind of retellings of characters in the periphery of Shakespeare. I've read Fair Rosaline. I published Fair Rosaline by Natasha Solomons, which I absolutely adored, which is a retelling of Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. But Sycorax is kind of taking a character that's on, like I said, the fringes of The Tempest and then turning it into this full-blown story. And I like the idea of that. I like the idea of this kind of strong woman, because if I read the blurb, it will give me more sense of who Sycorax is and how she impacts the story. But it's born of the sun and moon, shaped by fire and malady, comes a young woman whose story has never been told. They call her Sycorax, seer, sage, sorceress. Outcast by society and all alone in the world, Sycorax must find a way to understand her true nature, but as her powers begin to grow, so too do the suspicions of the local townspeople. For knowledge can be dangerous, and a woman's knowledge is the most dangerous of all. With a great storm brewing on the horizon, Sycorax finds herself in increasing peril, but will her powers save her, or will they spell the end for them all? And like I said, it's a reimagining of the character from The Tempest. So that sounds really, really great. It's kind of, it feels a bit like Circe to me. It's giving Madeline Miller vibes, but like I said, about a character in Shakespeare's stories, or like I said, on the periphery. And I just really like that. I also like the kind of misunderstood Cassandra-esque element with the seer and the sorceress as well. That is not a trope, but it's definitely a feature of a lot of myths and characters within sort of 15th century and before kind of literature. So I am intrigued to kind of discover more. But thank you very much, Quercus, for sending this to me, and to Nydia Heatherington for writing it. It has come out already. This came out, I believe, in February. And it is available in hardback, and I'm assuming in Ireland it will also be available in trade paperback, so a large paperback. But this sounds great. I'm looking forward to reading it, and I will share more once I do.